Welcome everybody to today's GOD 16RD4 Doug Jones League Daily Recap Podcast, brought to you by the Surfrajettes and IS Fans Productions, for the best in psychedelic rock and reverb-drenched surf music, sky-high beehives, go-go boots, and eyeliner as thick as their guitar strings. It's the Surfrajettes. Red Barber here in the booth with Mel Allen. Mel, how about bringing us up to date on today's games?
Okay, Red. Plymouth First Comers met Hanks A Lot 6 for a 3-game set in American Family Field in Milwaukee today, playing on grass. Plymouth First Comers won the first game over Hanks A Lot 6 by a score of 7-4. Winning pitcher was Blyleven, losing pitcher was Bond. The second game, before a nice crowd of 33,274 under cover, was a 5-4 walk-off victory for the home squad when Sauer walked. Ferkel scored. Winning pitcher was Lindblad, losing pitcher was Righetti. Larry Corcoran started for Hanks A Lot 6. Bobo Newsome started for Plymouth First Comers. Plymouth First Comers won the third game over Hanks A Lot 6 by a score of 8-6. Winning pitcher was Clemens, losing pitcher was Williams. BOD Game of Thrones met Got Bombed Redux for a 3-game set in Truist Park in Atlanta today, playing on grass. Got Bombed Redux won the first game over BOD Game of Thrones in a blowout by a score of 11-2. Winning pitcher was Marbury, losing pitcher was Burrell. Got Bombed Redux won the second game over BOD Game of Thrones by a score of 7-3. Winning pitcher was Johnson, losing pitcher was Risley. Jack Harshman started for Got Bombed Redux. Eddie Rommel started for BOD Game of Thrones. BOD Game of Thrones won the third game over Got Bombed Redux in a blowout by a score of 11-2. Winning pitcher was Day, losing pitcher was Steeb. Doug Jonestown Massacre met Green Sand Beach for a 3-game set in Huntington Avenue grounds in Boston today, playing on grass. In the first game, before a nice crowd of 8,715 under sunny skies, Tom Glavine pitched a complete game to give Green Sand Beach a 8-3 victory over Doug Jonestown Massacre. Losing pitcher was Kennedy. The second game, before a nice crowd of 7,838 under sunny skies, was a 6-5 walk-off victory for the home squad when Hyatt allowed a passed ball. Branyan scored, B. Sullivan Jr. to third, Stanky to second. Winning pitcher was Lidge, losing pitcher was Ward. Kenny Rogers started for Green Sand Beach. Juan Nieves started for Doug Jonestown Massacre. Green Sand Beach won the third game over Doug Jonestown Massacre in a slugfest by a score of 12-6. Winning pitcher was Grimes, losing pitcher was McCullers. Kyle Losey started for Doug Jonestown Massacre. Rocket Dogs met Stonehurst Mighty Seasons for a 3-game set in Citi Field in New York today, playing on grass. In a pitcher's duel in the first game, before a nice crowd of 23,225 under cloudy skies, Bob Ojeda pitched a complete game shutout to give Rocket Dogs a 2-0 victory over Stonehurst Mighty Seasons. Losing pitcher was Farr. CC Sabathia started for Stonehurst Mighty Seasons. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons won the second game over Rocket Dogs by a score of 5-3. Winning pitcher was Callahan, losing pitcher was Redman. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons won the third game over Rocket Dogs by a score of 8-2. Winning pitcher was Hansen, losing pitcher was Cooper. Kentucky Mules met Miami Goldfish for a 3-game set in Marlins Park in Miami today, playing on grass. Kentucky Mules won the first game over Miami Goldfish by a score of 10-3. Winning pitcher was Gonzalez, losing pitcher was Luque. Kentucky Mules won the second game over Miami Goldfish by a score of 5-2. Winning pitcher was Blayholder, losing pitcher was Raditz. Tim Wakefield started for Miami Goldfish. Miami Goldfish won the third game over Kentucky Mules by a score of 9-2. Winning pitcher was Smoltz, losing pitcher was Johnson. Electric Amish met Baby Got Bat V for a 3-game set in Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta today, playing on grass. Baby Got Bat V won the first game over Electric Amish by a score of 9-5. Winning pitcher was Rodriguez, losing pitcher was Wahlberg. Baby Got Bat V won the second game over Electric Amish by a score of 5-3. Winning pitcher was Wallers, losing pitcher was Reuter. Oral Hildebrand started for Baby Got Bat V. Baby Got Bat V won the third game over Electric Amish in a slugfest by a score of 12-4. Winning pitcher was Feller, losing pitcher was Ostermuller. Okay Jenny, take us through the rest of the update.
Thanks Mel. Here are the GOT16 RD4 Doug Jones League Days best performers. Carlos Beltran had the best RC performance today for Green Sand Beach in today's third game at Huntington Avenue Grounds in Boston. He created 3.0 runs on 5 hits. Bob Ojeda had the best game score today for Rocket Dogs. He scored 77.0. Green Sand Beach scored the most runs today with 12. Here are the current standings. In the East Division, Miami Goldfish has a record of 78 and 75 and has a lead over Plymouth First Comers, who has a record of 77 and 76. Hanks Lot 6 has a record of 75 and 78. Kentucky Mules has a record of 70 and 83. In the Central Division, Rocket Dogs has a record of 79 and 74 and has a lead over Baby Got Bat V, who has a record of 77 and 76. Electric Amish has a record of 73 and 80. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons has a record of 68 and 85. In the West Division, BOD Game of Thrones has a record of 93 and 60 have clinched the West Division. Green Sand Beach, who has a record of 81 and 72. Got Bombed Redux has a record of 78 and 75. Doug Jonestown Massacre has a record of 69 and 84. Here is your GOT16 RD4 Doug Jones Injuries Report. For Kentucky Mules, Allen, Dick, out for 11 more days, 9 more games. For Plymouth First Comers, Edmonds, Jim, out for 4 more days, 3 more games. For Stonehurst Mighty Seasons, LaCroix, Matt, out for 6 more days, 5 more games. Here are the overall leaders. Overall HR producer is McGuire, Mark, who has 52 for PFC. The overall ERA leader is Smoltz, John, from MGF at 2.86. The saves leader is Ward, Dwayne from DJM, who has 27. Overall win producer is Zero Almal, Eddie, who has 22 for BGO in the GOT16 RD4 Doug Jones League. Here is tomorrow's schedule. Plymouth First Comers is at Kentucky Mules in Muhlebach Field, 1937 to 1942, Kansas City. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons is at Electric Amish in Baker Bowl, 1915 to 1919, Philadelphia. Doug Jonestown Massacre is at Got Bombed Redux in Truist Park, 2017 to 2021, Atlanta. Green Sand Beach is at BOD Game of Thrones in Busch Stadium, 2001 to 2005, St. Louis. Rocket Dogs is at Baby Got Bat V in Fulton County Stadium, 1991 to 1995, Atlanta. Hanks Lot 6 is at Miami Goldfish in Marlins Park, 2015 to 2019, Miami. Thanks for listening to today's game. For the best classic fantasy baseball game on the market, visit imaginesports.com. And remember to check out the Surfrajettes. For Thier Last S Tour info, go to www.thesurfrajettes.com. Good night all.
The man and Bobby Feller, the Scooter, the Barber and the Nuke. They knew 'em all from Boston to Dubuque, especially Willie, Mickey and the Duke. Well, Casey was winning, Hank Aaron was beginning, one Robbie going out, one coming in. Kiner and Midget Goodell, the Thumper and Mel Parnell, and Ike was the only one winning down.